Hey, good afternoon. I'm Paul Tyson. This is my backyard. Today we're prepping our vegetables for our cheese sticks we're going to have later on. So if you notice what I'm doing, I'm slicing them into pretty decent slices, but I'm also doing away with the white pieces of the pepper. Those tend to be a little grainy and tough and don't cook too well. So, now also you want to make sure you don't cut them too big, but you don't want them too small either. You want to be able to have a decent size, but not too much size. So on some of these green peppers, they were just picked a couple of days ago from my backyard in my garden, and when I cut them, everybody noticed the aroma coming up. So if you're using fresh, the fresher the better. We're at Dos Evolves. It's Labor Day. It's a good weekend to be here. Nice and sunny. Finished cutting up the peppers. And next we're going to do the onions. So we're going to slice these thinly. And they'll cook up really nice. I'm sure Brent would like to put some butter in them. And we'll cut them in half here. We're going to take off that skin. We don't want that skin at all. We'll just go ahead and toss it.
Are you peeling back the layers of the onion?
I am peeling back the layers of the onion.
Are we going to find out anything here, or are you just simply peeling back the layers of the onion?
Flavor. I mean, you can eat the skin.
So it's not the metaphor, you're just really taking layers off the onion.
No, I'm taking layers off the onion. We got Brent, the cameraman. We got Paulette. We got Brianna. We got the egg hanger.
We got Brianna and Brianna. We definitely have drunk chefs.
Who?
You.
I found my first beer, man.
Your first beer. What, this minute?
First beer at 4 o'clock.
No, I didn't start at 1, 2, 3, 4 this afternoon.
Was it 1, 2, 3, or 4?
It was 1, 2, 3, 4 when you asked me what time it was.
Oh, that's right, yeah. So we're making cheesesteaks?
We're making cheesesteaks.
But these are not Philly cheesesteaks.
No, they're not. We're going to use provolone instead of cheese whiz.
So are these Bremerton cheesesteaks?
No. I found this recipe actually from a guy out of Massachusetts using the Blackstone Griddles, and it modified it a little bit, but it's a very good cheesesteak. What we do use is we use shaved beef steak, and we're going to cut it down a little bit thinner. We'll show you that later, and then we'll season it, and it cooks up really quick. And so you got to be careful. You watch it, and you put the cheese on at the right time, and then we'll kind of make the sandwiches on the griddle. So that'll be very nice. We finished on the onions, and our next ingredient we're going to work on is the mushrooms. So I've already pre-washed them. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut the end of the stems off. Those tend to be pretty nasty. And then we're going to slice them. By slicing them instead of cubing them, it allows it for a better cook. It allows for some of the seasonings and the oil and the butter to penetrate it. So you're probably wondering, what's the rest of the ingredients? So how are you going to build this thing? Well, we use beef shaved steak that I get from Fred Meyer or Kroger's. It comes in a 20-ounce package for about $5. The other thing we use is baguettes, like a fancy sub roll. And then we're going to toast those on top of the Blackstone with a little butter and garlic, and then we'll build the sandwich from there. We also use provolone cheese. We do not use cheese whiz. This is not a Philly cheesesteak. This is just a cheesesteak. So you'll see with the rest of my setup here, I've got this food grade stainless steel table. I've got the paper towels with the magnetic holder, and the magnetic holder is pretty heavy, so it can hold our little makeshift trash bag here. I also use the sharpening blade with my knives, because you want to be able to always use sharp knives. Most people get hurt not from sharp knives, but from dull knives, because they're trying to force things through, especially when they're cutting bagels. So we'll just continue slicing these, and then we'll come back and we'll start cooking the meat. All right, we've moved to the front of the RV to do the cooking. We're getting ready to fire off the Blackstone. What we got here is a good 28-inch. It is perfect if you got the room to store it. Let's go ahead and get the gas going. We're going to wait about 10 seconds. Let the gas build up under there so we can get a good spark, and then ignite everything. All right, it's been about 10 seconds. There we go. We have flame. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is I've already pre-cut these buns. Once again, these are the hoagie rolls from Fred Meyer. They're fresh. So we're going to put some butter on them, which we'll use this knife. butter has been pre-softened, so it's going to go on there really nice and easy. And while this is heating up, and there you go. Just put a good glob of butter in there. You never have enough butter. The spreadable butter is really good too. It's got a little canola oil, but it works really well when you're trying to spread some butter in there. We'll get the other one here real quick. And then go from there. So the other thing I'm going to put on these rolls is a little bit of garlic powder. It adds a good amount of flavor for it, especially when you're eating the sandwich when it's done. It just comes out really good. You can never go wrong with a little garlic powder. Alright, so the buns are buttered. Now let's go ahead and open up our garlic powder. And here we go. Just a good sprinkling, not too much, not too little. I mean, you can do it towards your taste. Some people like a lot, but just like enough. Okay, that's done. So once again, while it's heating, we're going to take this meat out. So this is the Kroger beef shaved steak. It's also available at Target. It costs about $5. It's a 20-ounce pack. Now it is shaved, but we're going to cut this up a little bit more. But it's a very good product. Not too fatty, but not too lean. Okay, so next thing, let's go ahead and put the beef on here. And as I've said before, never use a dull knife. We've already sharpened this knife, so we're going to cut across this way. This is a Guy Fieri knife. It's the best in the world. So we do it that way a couple times, and now we're going to do it the other way. Alright. Okay, just finish that up there. That, 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 and then we got one little piece here. That, 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 and do that. I will tell you the fatty pieces are more harder to cut than the lean pieces. Okay, so we're done cutting that up. Feel our temperature here. It's coming up really nice. Give it a couple more minutes, and in a few minutes we'll go ahead and start cooking the vegetables. So we're going to use the oil on the vegetable side. We are not going to put any oil on the bread side. The bread will be fine with just the butter. So the first thing we're going to put on is the onions. We got lots of onions here. You can hear that. You can smell that. Wish we could in video we can transmit smell. There's nothing like some fresh onions cooking. Get that out. Alright. I'm going to put the peppers up there too. Now what we're going to do, something else to get Fred Meyer, this is Kinder's seasoning. It's salt, pepper, and garlic powder. So it's about the right combination. Some professional chefs will tell you don't use this, but I found this to be pretty good. Go ahead and spread it up there. I'll just let that go. And we'll cut the left side back a little bit. We'll cut that back a little bit. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and toast our bread. Just let that sit there. And this will take a little bit to cook. So you want to keep on like a stir fry with the vegetables. Like I said, with the Blackstone, it comes with some great tools. This is part of it. These little spatulas are awesome. You can see the onions are already starting to caramelize. And hear the goodness cooking there. Of course, it's now time for a beer. Right, you want to have a beer too?
Yes, I think I will have a beer. with my new beer koozie. Keep your friends close and your anemones closer. From Hamma Hamma Seafood Store.
You get that over at Hamama?
Mm-hmm.
So what's nice about this is I've got two zones going, right? I've got the bread going on one zone, I got the vegetables going on another. And what we're going to do is we're going to eventually put the beef on, we're going to put the beef on the bread side because we're going to put the bread to the side, and we'll just turn off the burner on the vegetable side to keep those guys warm. All right, it's about time to add our mushrooms. Probably thinking this is a lot of vegetables. It is, but it really enhances the flavor of everything we're doing. So we'll add a little bit more seasoning now that we've got our vegetables in there. All right. And just kind of let that go for a little bit. All right, our buns are just about done. Let's flip them over. Oh yeah, a nice little crust, but not too much. So we'll go ahead and pull these off. Put them over to the side. We're waiting the vegetables to continue cooking. All right. See, they're coming along nicely. There's a lot of them, so it's going to take a little bit. But all good things take a little time to cook. All right, our second set of rolls is done, and our vegetables are done. So the first thing I'm going to do is pull the rolls off. And what I'm going to do on the vegetable side is I'm going to turn it off. It's going to have plenty of residual heat there to go on. Okay, next thing is we're going to put a little oil down here for the meat. Okay, and then we've got the meat here. Previously cut. We're just going to drop that in there. Alright, and now what we're going to do is kind of spread it out and put our all-purpose seasoning down on there. It's going to cook really quick. I mean real quick. We got to be ready to go. You can see already it's browning on the other side. Just keep that out. Take a look at that, how fast that goes. Now, one thing on these sandwiches is you don't really need to put a whole lot of meat on them because the vegetables and the cheese build it up pretty good. So otherwise, you get this big old boat that's going to be really messy, and we don't want that. Continue to chop that up a little bit. What we'll do now is we'll go ahead and get out a couple pieces of cheese. Brent, if I get a paper plate. So provolone melts quick. I mean real quick. We got to watch these really close when we do this. Thank you. Once again. All right. My dog hears me talking, so he's barking. Look at that, it's just about done. Now we're going to turn the temperature down a little bit.
So what is that, enough for 4 people?
This is going to be enough for 4 people.
All right, we need 4 people.
So the first thing we're going to do...
We have some crash test dummies here coming up.
Okay, we'll get a little bit more there. All right, a little there. Now everybody said they wanted vegetables on it, so now let's go ahead and put some cheese down. We'll split it in half. Piece on each one. We're going to have to watch it. Okay, let's go ahead and just make these nice and tight. All right, you can see it really starting to come to shape here. I know my wife likes it where she can still see the cheese. And we'll start breaking out some vegetables here. Like I said, you don't want to put too much meat on this, otherwise it'll make a big ass boat. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is take our buns and we're going to put it on top of it, just like that. Now this guy's about done here, so we're going to build the sandwiches right there on the grill. So we take it like that. Need a plate. All right.
Nice.
All right, there you go. Cut that in half. And same with the second one. Get your plate.
Yep.
All right, they get this together here. Okay, ready. There you go. All right, now we'll do the next two. Like I say, you don't need a whole lot of meat on these, so this thing goes far, and everything that goes on them is just awesome. Once again, we'll do some cheese. Everybody said they wanted everything, so that makes it pretty easy. Sometimes people don't like the vegetables. I think the vegetables have a lot of flavor to it. All right, you guys got a couple plates? Because we're going to cut those in half. And we'll add some more vegetables to this. You guys don't get to eat it yet, you got to eat it on camera. This is a melt in your mouth sandwich. Okay, let's watch the cheese. Break out our next two buns. Okay, this guy looks like he's about done. I'm gonna put this bun on him. So let's sit there for a minute. Okay. So that's what makes these spatulas really nice. They're nice and long, so I can actually get the whole hoagie underneath it. And we'll just go like that. And spread it around. There you go. Get a little extra stuff there. All right, the next one. Just do like that. So here, cut those in half and share them with everybody. 1, 2, 3. Once again, watch this. It's really easy to do. You just grab it like that, then we'll just turn it over, and there you go.
Man, that looks amazing. Yeah.
Is it good? Tony,
That's amazing.
you guys want yours cut in half? Huh? The whole thing?
That's top notch right there.
Yeah, you guys. Okay. You want a whole one? Well, you're competing for two.
That's a
You're
good
growing
sandwich.
egg in here.
That's a good sandwich. Got the right amount of meat, right amount of cheese.
That's really good.
I didn't like it.
This is to die for.